and that's how you're going to do it?
I don't know. So we got the little baby Yodas there.
Yeah, we do got little baby Yodas.
Lucky cat, lucky cat, lucky cat. You gotta touch the lucky pet, the lucky cat. There's baby Yoda. Ba-doop. So, anyways, feral women.
Feral women, yes.
Do you want to say our names or no?
My name is Laura Lynn,
My name's Julie.
and we're just going to have conversations, and you get to be a fly on the wall and overhear what women really talk about.
Yeah, and it's not all menstruation. And periods don't sink.
Yeah, they don't.
I don't know. Okay, a man must have come up. I actually had this on, okay, I had this, it was on, I don't remember, Instagram or something. And this person, it was a woman, and she insisted that she sunk with people. And she's like, oh, people you're close to. It's like, how many people are you close to? We are so close. And she was talking in a way like this person that she worked with. You're not that close to somebody you work with. Like, if that's the closeness you have to be to sync, you'd be syncing with everybody you look at, basically. You know, the person who bags your groceries, you know. I was in the home. This is how I know it doesn't happen, because I was in the home and we were locked in. It was a 4-bedroom trailer home, but we had only access to 2 bedrooms. It was a hallway and 2 bedrooms, and we had access to the living room. Nowhere else, right? The other 2 bedrooms were on the other side. That was for the directors, supervisors, whatever you called them. The people who ran the home, right? And then there was a laundry room off the back. We didn't have access to that. Our hallway, we had our own laundry room, right? Very small place. Trailer home, right?
Okay.
Double wide. And we were not allowed to go outside.
Why not?
It was basically a home for, I hate this term. It sounds so pedo. It was a home for wayward girls. Does that not sound like a pedo home? Does that not sound...
It sounds like you're out looking like alley cat and looking for trouble.
Well, see, to me, it's well, coming from like somebody who, like, from the outside looking in now, well, even then, it probably sounded more like that, like wayward girls, like, yeah, you're out, like, yeah, alley cat or whatever. But now, to me, knowing what I know, it sounds like a pedo home. Like, yeah, we're just raping them. You know, to me, that's now looking out, I was like, I would never send my kid to that, because they're going to be just like, they're going to be having babies that they don't want to have, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, so anyways, we were in this home. We weren't allowed, because we were supposedly with these, you know, bad kids, whatever. So we couldn't go outside. The only time we could go outside is go to school and go to church and go to what they call the come and dine. That was from the Bible. It was from a scripture in the Bible. Come and dine. And that's where we ate. And that was it. So we were in this trailer home. And when we went out, we had to stay in a line. I mean, we were never apart from each other. If we had to go to the bathroom, we had to go to the bathroom with at least 2 other girls. So they make sure we didn't run.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was that. It was that. But anyways, when we walked, we had to walk in a line and our head had to be down. Couldn't look around. Because that's how babies are made, apparently. You look around and all of a sudden you're pregnant. I don't know. I don't know what they think English. I don't know. But anyways, we had to look down, walk in a line, following the supervisors to whatever building we were going in. Yeah, so we weren't, okay. And we did not sink. My point is, if anybody was going to sink, if sinking existed, we would have sunk.
Yeah, because you guys were like attached.
Yes, we were like Velcroed together.
Wow, I didn't know those places existed. Was it a cult?
I would call it a cult. It was the Roloff home for girls.
Okay.
Lester Roloff, he started in, well, I don't know. if he technically started in Texas, but his big church area thing where he really expanded was in Texas. And but they had some offshoots. He got in trouble with the law. But
Because he was
obviously.
grooming girls.
They can't prove that.
I mean, that's what it sounds like.
They never proved that. But yeah, I mean, Home for Wayward Girls, I mean, coming from outside looking in, like I said, it sounded like a pedo place, you know. But yeah, he was like, we weren't allowed television, we weren't allowed to listen to the radio, we weren't allowed to read newspapers. I didn't even know who the president was. There was an election that happened, and because we had no outside access of anything.
It sounds like a cult.
Yeah.
It sounds like cult grooming.
Nobody was allowed to have a TV on that place. Nobody was allowed to have TV. They weren't allowed to get magazines. They weren't allowed to get newspapers. They weren't allowed to have that stuff. And when the...
Do you have skips in your memory from when you were in there?
No.
Okay, that's good, because, I mean, this is kind of sounding a little scary right there.
No. For me, it was really weird.
Okay.
Because even though I was raised Baptist, we didn't actually have, you know, we wore trousers. And my mom, you know, she did scratch off tickets. And, you know what I'm saying? We got fortune cookies and, you know, we didn't live like, we had a television. Pastor never found out, but we had a television. And, you know, she let us play, you know, Old Maid.
Okay, so you were able to play cards.
Solitaire. You know, she didn't want us playing poker or black. She taught us blackjack though, but we weren't supposed to. But you know, she didn't want us to learn poker or any like real gambling games. But she taught me how to play blackjack. She let somebody else teach me how to play four corner kings.
I know how to play euchre.
I did for a minute, and then I never did it again. So it's complicated. Euchre sounds complicated. Isn't that like that? You have the 12 different card thingies.
That's where you have the trumps, and you have to go around and match up the trumps, and you have to win the trumps, and it's a little. It takes a couple of years for you to get good at it.
Yeah, see, I only played it a few times. I never played again, so I forgot all about how to play it.
Yeah, it's fun. I haven't played it in a while.
Is that the one where you had like the little spinner thing so you know which one you're on?
No,
What's the one with the spinner thing that
I don't know.
Because I thought euchre. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Euchre is a
then.
card game.
Yeah, I know okay, the one I'm
Sometimes
thinking
they
of-
have euchre tournaments.
Okay, the one I'm thinking of is a card game, but they have like, I don't know, they have so many series that you have to go through before you win. Like you have to have 4 aces in one hand, and then the next hand you have to have like, you know, whatever. You got to go in order, but then it's like 12. I don't know, I'm just throwing a number.
I don't know. Is that poker? I don't know what that one is.
It's definitely not poker.
Okay.
But there's like a little spinner thing, so you know which hand you're on. You know how many you accomplished. You know which one you have to do next.
I have no idea.
Maybe I'm misremembering.
Yep. My card game is limited to Go Fish, euchre, and tarot cards. Those are what I'm familiar with.
Laura Linda's tarot. Comment below if you want your tarot card reading.
Yeah, I do. Oh my gosh. Did I ever tell you about this one time when I went to, you know, air quote fingers, psychic night at one of the local bars?
No, what happened?
And I read, and this guy got mad at me.
Because he didn't like what you read?
No, because he was so sensitive because the reading was so close. It was so accurate. He got mad.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he pay you?
Oh yeah, he did pay me.
Do you take payment up front?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because then it's like, I don't care. I got my money in front.
Yeah. And so he got really
So
mad.
what did he do? Did he storm off, or did he
No,
try to argue with you?
I gave him the reading, and he stood up and he slammed his hands on the table, and he got right in my face. He leaned across the table and yelled at me, "How the F do you know this shit?" He's like, "How do you know this?" I'm just like, dude, it's just, He's like, are you some type of like crazy psychic lady? I says, dude, I'm not psychic. I am a storyteller. And these pictures on these cards, I says to him, all this is a book, an unbound book. These are just pictures. This is a picture book. We shuffle them, we lay them out, we tell a story. That is it. I says, if you found something in here that you've decided matches up with your life, well, yay, I've done my job as a good storyteller. I says, that's all I am. I'm a storyteller. That's it.
Don't listen to her. She has psychic abilities.
Well, I had to say.
If you want her to give a reading, comment below.
I had to say something. The dude was about to punch me.
I know.
I had to talk him down. So that's the only thing I could think of that would make him not hit me. So yeah. And then there was another one. I had another reading where I did a reading for a girl. I knew this girl, and I knew her, and I knew her husband, and I did a reading for her. And I got something that came up really confusing in the cards. And I asked her, I says, this makes no sense to me. I don't know what's going on here, so I'm just going to tell you what I see here. And I said, I see that your husband, which makes no sense to me, has stopped your feminine energy. I said, now I know, I said his name, we'll call him Mike. I know Mike, which that's not his real name, I know Mike would never do that to you. He's very supportive in everything that you do.
You don't know what goes on behind closed doors, though.
Her friend was sitting next to her, and her friend punched her in the arm and said, I told you so. And then my friend, she goes, yeah, but I thought you were wrong. And I go, would someone like to clearly it's none of my business, but would somebody like to clear me in on this? And her friend goes, she's pregnant.
Does she not want to be pregnant?
No, she was fine being pregnant. She loved kids, but she just didn't know she was pregnant. And so it was a surprise to her, and that made complete sense then. Her husband stopped up her feminine energy.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense. Because in some, like, side beliefs, which used to be mainstream beliefs before Christianity came through and beat everyone in the head, lots of the pagans and stuff think your feminine energy is your menstrual flow. So if you're pregnant, that does get stopped up. And so a man stopped her up. Which makes sense.
Gotcha.
But a lot of times when you're tarot card reading, stuff comes through that doesn't make any sense. So you just tell the person, this is coming through and it makes no sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you. And so far, it's always made sense. I made somebody cry one time. They were bawling because they came in and they wanted to know one thing only. And so I sat there and I started telling them the story that I seen in the card, because I dealt the cards out and started telling them the story. And then I asked to them, I go, when did your sibling swerve and miss the deer? And she started bawling. Come to find out, she had told, after she recuperated herself, she finally told me, she goes, the only reason that she wanted to come there was because to get an answer that she had never gotten going anywhere else before. Was her older brother, everyone said that he committed suicide and he hit a tree in his car. And she always
Okay, see, I would know. I've heard people say, I don't ever, because it's like the worst way to try and kill yourself, because there's like very little guarantee that you would kill yourself.
And you could just get messed up for the rest of your life.
Right. And if you don't get messed up, your car is messed up.
And that's just inconvenient.
Yes.
It's highly inconvenient. because then you got to spend money to get it fixed, or you got to buy a new one. You got to go
And then
into
you got this-
debt. Just like, oh my gosh.
How are you going to get to work with no car? And a lot of insurance don't even, if they do say, oh, you got a rental, then you got to pay so many dollars a day to get that rental. Even, and that's if they cover. Most don't even cover any of it. Then you have to pay a day for rental, otherwise lose your job.
Yeah.
To me, I never believed that thing. It was like, you ran into a tree, ran off the road to kill, or ran into somebody to kill. It's like, no, they probably had a stroke or something, or they were trying to miss a deer or something. So I never bought that. It's like they would have just shot themselves in the head or strung themselves up from the rafters or done something a little more, definite.
Yeah.
So anyway, she came to you for,
One answer and one answer only, and I gave it to her. I just really could not believe that. I mean, I felt so bad because I was sitting across from her, and I felt like I broke her. I'm like, I broke this person, and what do I do? I mean, being autistic, I don't always know what to do in that situation because that is a social situation, and I'm just awkward in social situations.
Okay.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay, do you avoid people who lose a parent or a spouse or something just because you're like, I do not know what to do, and so I do not want to do it, so I'm avoiding you until you are over this.
Yeah, because
I do that.
Because I don't know. Because if they're at work, you want to ask them if they're okay, but you know that if they're just barely holding on, asking them if they're okay is going to break them, and that's inconsiderate. But it's inconsiderate to not
To pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, so it's lots of times when somebody has gone through an event and they tell me
I just avoid it.
they've had an event, I just go, that sucks. Because you can't go, I'm sorry, because you didn't cause it.
You didn't cause any problems, Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like, I'm sorry for what? You didn't do anything.
And it's like, oftentimes I can't say, well, I feel your loss. I didn't lose my mother.
Right.
I don't feel that loss. I didn't lose my arm. I don't feel that loss. I don't have a dog. I don't feel that loss.
Right.
And just because I did have a similar experience, and because I'm not you, I don't feel it the same as you.
Right. Right.
So I can't say I feel your loss. I can't say I understand your loss. All I can do is say, well, damn, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people can only say that really does suck.
Yeah.
So that's usually my answer.
Well, it's not even that I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist. It's not really that bothers me, but it's like people saying, I'll pray for you. Because I'm praying for you to me, controversial statement. I should make a placard there's controversial statement. But anyways, it's pretending you're doing something while really doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll pray for you. Well, you're not doing anything, Even when I was a believer, I'm like, I never believed prayer did anything. Prayer doesn't. And even when I was a believer, I never believed prayer worked. I never believed it did anything. And don't mix prayer up with meditation because there's a difference. But like praying to an almighty being has always meant bunk to me. Even when I was a believer, it was always bunk, So to me, it's like I'm going to say I'm doing something without doing anything. Like I'd rather them say, oh, that stinks, than to say something stupid like, I'll pray for you. Which they're not going to pray for you anyways. They never do, So to me, I would prefer it stinks than I'll pray for you. Because I pray for you to me is patronizing me. That stinks. That's like, oh, yeah, Okay, we can get on from there, I'll pray for you. I'm turning around and I'm like,
See, to me, on a scientific basis, okay,
sorry.
I believe that everything exists as energy. And there's been scientific studies that suggest that if you verbalize, if you say nice, like they've done prayer experiments before with, I think it was an apple or a peach or something. They spoke positive words to this apple or peach, and they had it set up to magnetic field readers, and they spoke poorly to another one, and then they didn't speak at all to another one. And they had readings done of these peaches before they spoke words on them. And they also had test subjects that they got base readings from. And their base reading of their vibrations was nice and calm and smooth. And they fed a person the positive spoke to peach. And their vibration stayed positive and calm, and it had just a even keel. Then the next person, they gave the harsh words peach to, and their vibrations started getting chaotic, just like the vibrations that were held in the peach that was spoken poorly to. And then the peach that didn't have anything done to it, it had its own vibrationary signature, and it was given to the person to eat. And that person took on the vibrationary signature of the neutral peach. So to me, that is my thoughts on prayer. If I speak good to you, you're going to take those things.
But you're speaking to me. You're not praying for me.
No, I won't. It will have no effect on you if I go home and pray for you. But if you're having a crappy day...
See, that to me isn't prayer, though. You saying nice things to me, that's not prayer. To me, my definition of prayer is praying to an almighty.
See, my definition of prayer is vibrational frequency. Changing the vibrational frequency.
This is how language works.
Yeah, so to me, that's prayer.
Okay.
Because certain diseases have, and this is how homeopathic remedies work as well. Certain diseases have certain frequencies, and they operate on those frequencies. So if you can change the frequency of a disease state, you can either make that disease worse or you can make it better. To me, that is what prayer is supposed to do. But I think somewhere along the line, people got it wrong.
Okay, I forgot. I gotta interrupt Laura Lynn because, okay, I forgot to say our pronouns. My pronoun is they, them. I prefer that, but if not, she, her. If you forget, I prefer they, them. Okay. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, my pronoun is human.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead. You were talking.
So that I think people got it wrong.
Right. Well, we talked about this about God. You think that somewhere along the line that it got from, like, we just can't explain it, so we'll call it God. I personally, now I don't know, I'm going through menopause, so I can't remember everything. But I don't know if we agreed on this aspect. I thought maybe some of the stories, like using the Bible, for example, that God was just a made-up thing, like folklore, like the Aesop's fables and stuff, like how the tiger got his stripes or how the lion got his mane. To me, now being like older and having read the Bible several times and studied different things on how it was, collected and translated and all that stuff, I was thinking that God was just like made up stories, and just to enlighten people or give people a laugh. What was that one where it wasn't Lot, was it? My brain just, oh, it's where he put the lady out to get raped by the villagers, he offered.
His daughter. Yeah.
Was that Lot?
I don't remember who that was, but I know which one you're talking about. The phone.
The phone's ringing. I'm gonna. I don't want anybody's
Hello,
personal
please leave a message after the tone.
Hello?
The phone.
That goes. I'm on. Me and Laura Lynn are making a video.
She's on the
So,
phone.
do you want to? We're just, yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of Feral Woman. Is sitting there overhearing us have conversations about whatever pops in our mind. Who knows which direction it will head? Oh, I hear a cat outside. Wow. Oh yeah, that's the shiny object syndrome. I have that. Yeah. Ooh, look, this shiny object. And then, ooh, look, this shiny object. Whatever
Okay,
shiny
so
object
back.
happens to catch my attention at the moment.
I'm back.
Okay, I was just explaining shiny object syndrome, which I have.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
we all have. That's why we go off on these tangents and we never stick to one point.
Yeah, so 'cause what brought that up is I heard a cat outside meow, and I go, oh, look, I hear a cat. So,
Maybe that's why he asked me. He says, "Am I in the video now?" I was like, "They can't even hear you." And then he might have heard the cat meow because he says that any of the cats in the video.
Oh,
So maybe he heard the cat meow because I
Yeah.
didn't hear the cat meow.
I heard the cat meow. So that's why I brought up the shiny object syndrome.
Yeah,
I
'cause we-
definitely have that.
Yeah, we both do. We both do. But I think for me, part of it's menopause, but then another part's brain damage. I had brain damage when I was a kid, so that's my fun thing. But I was thinking that when I was going back to God, I was thinking that God was, the Bible was just a bunch of fable stories to, back before people had television. They would just sit around and tell people stories, and somebody learned how to spell, and they wrote it down. That's what I thought.
Huh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But we got cats too.
Yeah, I never really thought much about the Bible. I've read it a few times. I think there's some nice stories in it. Depending on which side of the coin you want to go on, there are some people that have done some studies and believe that the Bible was written as a control mechanism to control the masses.
Well,
As a moral compass of what to do, what not to do, and things like that to make the general masses easier to control.
well, there is the bumper sticker that says, religion was created so the poor wouldn't murder the rich.
Well, that makes sense.
So I can, I do kind of agree with that bumper sticker and with what you're saying. But there's also, like, each book was written by different people. So, I mean, I don't think this was an organized intent by a singular group of people. I think it's just everybody tries to control everybody.
That came in later once they edited the books and decided what
Yeah,
was going in and which was
then
going
you
out.
had- Yeah, then
That's when they decided
Yeah,
that
then that's when you had one specific organization trying
Yes.
to decree what is and what isn't God.
they said that the needing to control things was the King James version.
Uh-oh, our battery's died. Okay, so we're gonna have to go now. Bye.